Hey guys, welcome to the All Sports Pass Podcast North. My name is Eli. I am your host, and welcome back to another video. And today it's Winner Pick Wednesday, and of course, there's going to be some good games covered this week, and I can't wait to cover them. But before we cover them, you already know we got to start off with the verse of the day. And today's verse comes from Isaiah 9:2, and it says, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of the shadow of death, a light has dawned." And also, guys, I want to say this, that I thank you guys so much for 600 subscribers. And I know that I've been saying that in a few recent videos, but it's just because, it's just because of the fact, I want to really, this is the last time I plan on saying it, okay? Because I did not hit 600 on the game preview last week, because we didn't hit 600 last week until that Friday. So that's why I'm just saying it this week. This is my last episode of saying it, so just bear with me. All right, but before we get into this video, leave a like, subscribe for more high school football content. And without further ado, let's begin. Oh, and also a little notable, if you're looking for Gibbs this week, unfortunately, Gibbs is not being covered on this channel this week because they are playing a West designated school. That game is featured on the West channel. So I'll leave a link down in the description for the West channel. And yeah, so let's get started. And this game here, South Doyle and Austin East, I have to say, is going to be a pretty close game in my opinion, because both these teams are 0-2 to start out. And South Doyle's first two games saw them lose 41-0 to Lenore City, and then they lost by a score of 32-2 to Heritage. And for Austin East, excuse me again, sorry guys. And for this one here, Austin East is coming into this game following a 47-0 loss to Carter, and week one they lost 36-12 to William Blount. And let me tell you this, that last year this was a shootout, because Austin East was at South Doyle, and South Doyle won 55-51 in a high-scoring game. But however, let me tell you this, that this is a game for both teams to figure out a rhythm, because like I said, one of these teams are going to be going into next week 1-2. And both these teams want to be 1-2 because they don't want to be 0-3. And I will say this, that this is a bit of a tough prediction for me because, of course, South Doyle allowed. Hold on here. Let me see here. I need to pull up the stat. Hold on, guys. Sorry, it's give me a minute. It's just not. It's just let me do the math real quick. So Austin East has scored 12 points for them, and they've had. Sorry, guys. For whatever reason, the stat option is not showing up, so there it is. And they've scored 80, and the opponent, they've allowed 83 points on them. And South Doyle has only scored 2 points for them this season, and they allowed 73 points this season, so really a 10-point difference. But however, I will say this, that it seems like the offensive side may be on Austin East's side this time, but you never know. Now, I do think, of course, do I think it will be a close game between these two teams? I think so, but you know what I think I'm going to do? I think I'm going to give this one to Austin East, because I simply think Austin East has the home advantage, and of course, an opportunity to win the first game of the season. I don't think you're going to try to let it slip, because you came so close against South Doyle last year that I think that Austin East will try everything they can to win at home and everything. So I'm going to give this one to Austin East. Oh, and I forgot to mention the beginning of the video that these are my predictions. These are what I think will happen this week. All right, and then Fulton at Halls. And I will say this, that for Halls coming off an overtime loss to Gibbs by a score of 28-22, I have to say, I was at that game. That was actually the game of the week last week. Like, if you want to hear me talking about it, which I recommend you should, go watch that. I'll leave a link to that video down in the description down below as well. But however, Halls, they played pretty crazy last Friday, and they tried everything they could, but however, Gibbs was able to get the win in overtime. And, this team is a bit tough, I think, but however, and of course, they are a bit rebuilding. They're rebuilding a little bit because, their whole line, they lost their whole line to graduation last year. But however, I do think, of course, that they're going to try to use that loss to their motivation. Now, of course, Fulton last year lost 21-0 to them. But I do think, of course, this game is at Halls. So, yeah, but Fulton is also coming off their first win of the season over Campbell County, which Halls beat 41-0. Fulton won 39-3. And I do think that hey, could Fulton potentially pull the upset? Because personally, I think right now a win against Halls would honestly be a good win for them, because Halls shows that they can compete. But however, I'm going to say this, that now I do think it's still a bit early in the season, so really both these teams can take a loss, because hear me out. These two teams have not played a region game yet, and this is a non-region game, so really no team really has anything to lose here. But however, if you beat Halls for Fulton, I think that this would be a good win, because it can show that you can contend. But however, I think Halls is gonna have the upper hand, not only with the home advantage, but because I was impressed with their offense and their defense. But however, I do think, of course, that it's going to be interesting to see what Fulton can do. But however, I just think Halls is going to have more on both sides of the ball, and I think they're going to win this game. So I'm going to give this one to Halls. Then the next game, this is actually a local station game of the week, but this is not the All Sports Pass Podcast North game of the week. We got Powell and Oak Ridge, and let me tell you this. This game's going to be one to watch, because, see, Powell's coming off their first win over, sorry, guys. They're coming into this game following a win over Farragut, which was a score of 35-7. And, of course, Powell, is 1-1 on the season. Of course, with that, 25-28 loss to Anderson County. And I will say this, that Oak Ridge is also coming into this game. They're coming into this game 0-1. And let me tell you this, that, for Oak Ridge, now, they did lose to Jefferson County, which is a 6A team, and Jefferson County did pretty good last season. And now Jefferson County is 1-1 on the season, because they did lose. Hold on, guys. Hold on. There it is. They did lose Sevier County 35-14. But I will tell you this, that, that Oak Ridge is known for high school football in East Tennessee. Like, they produced some prospects, and of course most notably T. Higgins, who currently plays for the Bengals. And let me tell you this, that Oak Ridge has so much strength on both sides of the ball that you never really know. So really, here's how I'm going to list this game. I'm going to list this game as a toss-up, because really, I'm being serious. This game could go either way. So I'm going to list this one as a toss-up. So no pick on this one. Now we got Carter versus Gatlinburg-Pittman. And let me tell you this. Carter and Gatlinburg-Pittman, it's going to be interesting, because Gatlinburg-Pittman is 2-0 to start season. But guess what? Last season, they started 2-0. This is the team that gave them their one loss in the regular season. And let me tell you this, that Carter, honestly, they can't be overlooked. In my opinion, they're a tough team. So I really think that for this game, I'm going to be honest, that I think GP is going to want revenge for that loss last season. Now, this is also another non-region game, but let me tell you this, that it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So I'm going to say this. I think I'm going to give this one to Carter, simply because, one, they have the home advantage, and two, they figured something out last season that I think they can use in this season, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens. So, yeah, but I think I'm going to give this one to Carter, because, hey, why not? And now we got Central at Ray County. And also, guys, you watched the previous videos where I said Rhea County. WWE has gotten way too much of me. Because, like, of course, there's a wrestler named Rhea Ripley. So, yes, sorry if I pronounced the name wrong, but it's Ray County. Um, yeah, but however, now Central, of course, won this game last season by a score of 14-7, but they were hosting, and Ray County is coming into this game is actually coming into this game 1-1, and they lost 49-42 to Saudi Daisy, and they defeated Red Bank by a score of 35-7. So it's going to be interesting to see what can happen as, both these schools are 5A, and it's going to be interesting to see what happens with these two schools. But let me tell you this, that, it was a close game last year, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I've had multiple toss-ups in a week one video, but I'm going to give this one a toss-up as well because close game last year. It's going to be hard to see what happens. So I'm going to give this one game a toss-up. So we're going to know on the game review, on the week 3 game review, we're going to know who wins this game because, hey, personally, I don't know about. Because personally, and I'm going to be honest here, I know that not many people have asked this, but, in my opinion, high school football, I thought college football was hard to cover, but in my opinion, high school football is probably the hardest to predict. And, yeah, so this one's going to be a toss-up for me. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out who wins this one. All right, now the moment you all been waiting for. The All Sports Pass Podcast North Week 3 Game of the Week goes to, drumroll please. I know, that was terrible. It goes to Bearden and Anderson County. And let me tell you this, that I'm very honored to honestly cover this game because the reason being is because these two teams are really good, and Anderson County is one of the top teams in 4A, and Bearden's one of the top teams in 6A. And let me tell you this, that Bearden beat Anderson County 45-27 at Bearden last year, and let me tell you something. If Bearden can figure out things, of course, now, and of course, it's going to be interesting to see what they can do at AC because, it's a hard environment to play at AC. They got crazy entrance. They got so many passionate fans. They got fireworks. They even have a dog going out to get the kicking tees. And it's going to be interesting to see. Now, I do think this, though, that I think Bearden is likely going to win this game because I just think, Bearden's got some notable prospects. You got DeAndre Hunter. You got, sorry, guys. I just forgot his name. Hold on, guys. Let me check. But also, I think it's Hunter. But I just need to check it out real quick because hey, it's not every day I get to cover. It's not every day I get to cover a West school. So yeah, DeAndre Hunter. So I got it right. Sorry. And you also have Andrew Lemons. You got Drew Parrott. You have Torrey Beaufort for Bearden. And for AC, you got Landon Hensley at QB. You got so many other good players that you got on AC's side. Israel Small as well for AC. But hey, I'm going to be honest. I think it's going to be Bearden winning this. But however, I do think that Anderson County, they did pull the upset against Powell. But really, Anderson County is going to be interesting because their game last week was canceled due to rain against Science Hill. So that game was a no contest. So it's going to be interesting to see what AC does because, this is their first time in 2 weeks playing football against a team now, of course. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But I think it's likely going to be Bearden winning this one. So I think I'm going to give this one to Bearden. And I don't have the other scores slide done yet because I'm going to probably do that after. Probably going to do that when I do the week 3 in review. So, yeah. And, yeah, all right. That's all I got for y'all tonight. If y'all like this video, give it a like and subscribe for more high school football content. Remember, guys, these are my predictions. And also, if you're wondering why I cover high school football, it's mostly because, hey, one, I'm not only just trying to work my way up to college football one day, but also because I figured that I'd help communities while I'm at it. So, and another way that you can help communities, like if you're interested in how can I support local communities, one way to do that is going to your local high school football game. Rather you're just there to watch, you like football, or if you just want to support these kids, you want to tell you something, or if you just want to go just to have a good time. No matter what you're doing up there, you're supporting these kids, and I think it's pretty cool doing that because these kids put their time and effort, and what they don't, and the harsh reality of this is that some of these kids won't ever put on a shoulder pad or a helmet again for the rest of their lives when this season ends. And that's what really makes it kind of bittersweet because sometimes a kid's been playing their whole life, and because many of the times you see kids playing their whole life to find out they're never going to be playing a down again. And yeah, but anyway, that's going to do it tonight. So, peace out, God bless, and good night.